Welcome to Seeing with Your Soul, the podcast aimed to inspire you to find your voice and become the best, truest, and most authentic version of yourself. Spiritually intimate, soul-to-soul conversations, life-changing insights, and spiritual teaching and healing. Real, raw, unfiltered. Join your host, Tisha Michelle.
Welcome and welcome back to another episode of Seeing with Your Soul with me, your host, Tisha Michelle. Ooh, hello. So, in this present moment, I am definitely grateful for the experience I just had hosting my first spiritual retreat in Arizona. So it's really hard to explain in words. However, it's just the feeling has just been so beautiful, and I'm still decompressing and replenishing my energy, but definitely basking in like that amazing, beautiful experiences, like the breakthroughs, the level of vulnerability, the aha moments, those soul connections that were made. I even had one person post in our group and with someone she connected with, and she said, my spirit animal in human form. And I thought that was so beautiful, right? Spirit handpicked everyone. So it's like Beyonce said in her song Bigger, that we're a part of something way bigger than our current circumstance, right? And like where we are right now in life, we're just all, each individually, a part of something bigger. It's amazing when we see it unfold and we see these connections and we're like, what? That's so crazy. A lot of them were saying like, yo, we just met each other yesterday at the airport, connecting and stuff. And it's like, wait a minute, we've been here for like 4 nights and like, I feel like I've known you forever. And that's what it's like when you connect to your soul family, to your soul tribe. And it's so beautiful, like how spirit will just move things around and just connect people and put them in that place. And it's been so beautiful for me. Again, it's really hard to put it in words because it's more of this feeling. And it's like to just sit back and really just look and be like, damn, like I did that. And I say that in the most humble way. And I look at when I rewind my life and different things that I've gone through and had to overcome. And then we fast forward to, my best friend Gloria passing and that being that catalyst to open me up. Right. And then I start to trust in myself more. I start to listen into the little voice that's, dropping and trusting and again into my, my intuition. And one of the things was hosting these retreats. And that was back in 2018. And I was like, nah, I don't even see that. Retreat doing what? What am I doing with these people? Wait a minute. I got to spend a couple of nights with some people and I might not even know. I'm good. I was coming from that space. And then I finally, right, 2019, I say, you know what? Okay, you keep dropping this in and everything around these retreats. I get it. I'm going to do it. I pick a random date. Pick that date for May of 2020. Everything's good and all this stuff. I'm ready. And then COVID hits. Then I got to make the decision to push it back. Well, where I'm pushing it back to, we're in the unknown, right? We're in that unknown. So I said, you know what? Let's just forget it. I did a little poll and everybody agreed with May of 21. All right, fine. I'm like, that's a whole year from now. This is ridiculous. This is dumb. Then there, part of me was like, I know I shouldn't have just did these offer doing retreats. Doesn't make any sense. Then I had to bring myself back and like chill out. Everything's in divine timing. Everything's going to work out perfect. And here we are. Well, this is divine timing. 2 of the people had it last year. They wouldn't have been there because I didn't even know them yet. So it's just an amazing, experience. And I'm so, so grateful for everything, so definitely in this present moment, I have to say that I'm grateful for the experience that I just had. So, yeah. And the next retreat is going to be in August and it's going to be in Virginia. So I will definitely be putting more out. We were sailing between the July and August, but it's definitely going to be in August. And I will be putting that information out there to you guys. All right. So now it's your turn. What you grateful for? What's up? What experiences have you been having that you really just want to express your gratitude? But before we do that, I want us to get a little grounded and centered. So unless you are driving, I just want you to go ahead and close your eyes and take a nice deep breath. I just want you to breathe in through your nose and just let it out through your mouth. Another nice deep breath, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's get one more. A nice deep breath, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Yes, 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 and yes. All right, your turn. What are you grateful for? In this present moment, what are you grateful for? You can express it in your head, out loud, scream and shout it. Put me on pause, whatever. Put me on pause and go and journal it. It's just super important that you express what you're grateful for. Scan your life, scan your situations. Have you just recently experienced something that you really can't put words into, but it's just the feeling has just been like amazing or just eye-opening or whatever like the case may be? What are you grateful for? Ooh. Feel like I started to lose my voice afterwards, and I'm like, was I not speaking my truth enough, or is there some more I need to say, or what? Something for me to really sit with. All right, so I was talking to somebody booked a session with me, and they were new, and I did the whole reading, and everything was good. Well, she asked me this question, and I loved it, and me, I'm like, podcast time. She said, do you ever think that someone's purpose and the things that they went through could be like their purpose is to like help somebody else because of the things that they went through? She's like, if that makes any sense. I said, it absolutely does it makes all the sense in the world. I said, I'm here talking to you. Then I gave her an example of something that she had said, and then I said, hey, and then I shared something about me. She's like, oh. So, and I might have talked about this before on a podcast if you've been like listening before. I say that I heal by helping other people heal. Like, I don't heal you, right? I teach you how to heal yourself. But when I'm channeling in something that you are going through and I'm giving you a message, it's almost like the antenna goes up and I'm like, ooh, that was good. That was for me too. And then after I close out the session with you, I then go and connect because that message that I gave you is also helping me to heal. You follow me? So my answer to her was like, yeah, absolutely. So Carl Jung, he, out of like the 12 archetypes, like he's identified the wounded healer. And I think that's the one that's the best known. So it's an idea, the wounded healer, it's an idea that those who seek to help others are doing so because they are in actuality helping themselves. So it doesn't matter whether you are a teacher, a doctor, an accountant, a writer, whatever. If you have a desire to help others because of a difficult past, then that could be you. You could be that wounded healer, right? So what I want to do, there was an article that, what is her name? Brianna Weiss, and she wrote this article, and it was based off of the wounded healer that, Carl Jung put out there with like some signs that you could be a wounded healer, right? So I'm going to read these, to you in that sense and just see if it resonates with you, right? A lot of times we are so hard on ourselves. We're so hard on ourselves because I can't believe I made that mistake. I can't believe that happened. Or why did that happen to me? And you don't give yourself any type of love or give yourself any type of grace. You're just beating yourself up over things that happen. But I always want you to bring it back and just understand that you're a part of a bigger picture. And the things that you went through can help someone else. And then the advice or the guidance that you're giving that person, what you're actually doing is giving it to you. So instead of being so hard on yourself and, really thinking like, man, I can't believe I went through that and stuff, really sit back and think and say, like, how many other people you can help with that. And it doesn't mean that I'm saying that everybody is the wounded healer, in that sense. But you just may be. You just may be. And you may be questioning that too and thinking like, no, just like just like the lady that I was working with. And she said, and she had been through a lot. But what it was, when I gave the example, I said, people start coming to you about something and you've already experienced that, or you've gone through that too. And you just start speaking and start pouring into them. And you're really in your mind like, damn, that was good. Or where am I getting this from? That's how you are helping yourself too. Because you've experienced this, you've gone through this, and now someone else is reflecting back and they've gone through that, and now you're opening your mouth and you're sharing this. But in actuality, what you're doing is you're channeling, because we're all channelers. I tell people all the time, the only difference between me and you is I practice this. That's it. But we can all channel. We can all channel because we do it all the time. So here are there's like 12 signs, right? So 1, when you give other people advice, it feels like you are telling your younger self what you needed to hear. And in this dynamic, that makes you love to help others because healing them heals you. I know for me, when I be spitting something out at somebody, giving them this, saying this and that, I'll be like, damn, that shit good. And I'll be like, wait a minute, I need to take this on my own advice. Have you ever heard that before? Be like, oh, I can help other people. I can do it for other people. I just can't do it for myself. Nah, take that away. That's not true. You helping other people with that sense is for you to reflect back on what you just gave them and now take that and apply that into your life. That's just what that is. You can do it for yourself like you do for others. It's just that there's that mirror and that reflection. So boom, I give you this. And I'm like, I need to take that. Apply it to yourself. Watch. I promise you the next time that happens, which is probably going to be right after you listen to this podcast. You know how that works, right? You put that out there, the antenna, somebody's catching that. Now they coming at you with something and you're like, yeah. So, when you do this, that antenna is going to go up on you and like, oh shit, this is for me too. This is for me too. Number 2, since you were little, you've known that you wanted to help people. So you may not have known how you were going to do it, but you were aware that you wouldn't be happy unless your life amounted to service in some type of capacity. So, have you ever experienced, you'd be like, I don't know, I just want to help people. I just want to help people. Like, I just want to help people, but I don't know where I'm helping people at. Like, you do know. You're just not allowing yourself to go a little deeper. So if you say, I know I want to be of service and I want to help people, you could really look into your life and really look back and say, where am I struggling the most in my life? That's where you help people, right? In that sense. And you may be like, what? But I'm struggling. Like, we teach what we most need to learn. Remember that. Number 3, being recognized for your work is both your most intense desire and your worst fear. You want other people to see you as a healer or a teacher or a writer or whatever, but at the same time, your deepest, most conflicting fear is being seen in that way. It's kind of like where you're like, man, I want to help you through this, but then I got to tell you that I went through this, or I'm feeling the same way. And then, yeah, I might help you, but then people might look at me like as less than, or I can't really get any help because she's going through this or he's going through that. And that is not true. So whatever it is that you are desiring in that sense, yeah, there's going to have that opposite, that fear, but don't worry about that because we operating from a place of love, right? So if I'm able to help you, what I'm saying, in this sense, and then you can and I'm getting recognized in that sense for it, man, it's an exchange of energy and it's a win-win. So don't worry about that fear. Remember, it is an illusion. An illusion. Number 4, you believe without struggle, you cannot truly know happiness. You believe that there's a purpose in suffering and that it is so we can see with complete clarity what it means to be at peace, right? So it kind of goes back to even that part where people say, like, you got to work hard, you got to go through this, you got to go through that. I mean, I don't really believe that in that sense. I don't know. That's just me. That one right there, I think that's a whole other separate podcast that I will I'll tackle on. So remember that. Number 5, it's hard not to let your work become your life. You give everything you have to what you do, and sometimes it's hard for you to know when to draw a line. Your work is your life, but you wouldn't have it any other way. So an example for me, say I was on the phone, we were talking, and you were like, man, I'm really having this hard time. I just can't find this website that can show where I can set this thing up. And I don't know, I can't find it. And you're just talking to me. You're just talking to me. Well, while you're talking to me, I'm on Google. I done found that shit for you. I done sent it. You ain't asked me. You didn't ask me for that, but it's like I'm always just going, and because I got to help you in that sense, because I know if you get that website, it's going to be able to move you forward, right? Or you could just be talking to me, or I can just have a random person just talking to me, and now, boom, I don't know when to turn it off, right? So I just got to the point, I just told everybody, I said, I'm always channeling, whether that's through actual intentional work, we're working together, doing a reading or in my alignment or a retreat, whatever, or a random conversation, or just talking to my friend. I'm always channeling. And sometimes I have to catch myself and I have to say, wait a minute, do I really need to say anything about right now? But there's always that conflict, because it's just me. It's just me. Number 6, you sometimes help too much and struggle to let people self-heal. Ooh, that goes to number 5. You've learned the hard way that often you can tell people the answer, but until they figure it out themselves, it won't truly resonate. I did in the beginning. It was more like I felt like it was a level of responsibility that when I'm working with a person, I have to learn your lesson for you. But when I think about it now, or I started to think about it, I'm like, that's not how this works. I can't learn your lesson for you. And I have some clients who just like, just tell me what to do. And I'm like, I get it. I've been there before, but that's not what I'm here for, and as that wounded healer, like, we're not there to, learn that lesson for them. We're here to guide them. We're here to teach them, because that's when it's really going to resonate with them and sit with them. But if I tell you, then it's like, how genuine is that, right? So even when things come through from spirit and I'm working with you individually, I will sometimes say, hey, this is all that they're giving me. I really wish that they gave me more and I could give you more, but that's really just something for you to take and for you to really figure it out, right? And it hurts me to say that, because I know they're like, just tell me, and I get it. But I know that we're not here to learn people's lessons for them. We are just here to guide them. Number 7, criticism feels particularly painful to you. As someone who has been deprived of love in some way, and because that's what all wounds are made of, a little FYI, sometimes criticism can sting more than it should, but you're able to pull through in there, right? So it's like when you get this form of feedback or this criticism, it may feel very painful for you because you didn't receive that love, right? We didn't see that love, so it's just like, ooh, this shit hurt right here, but it really is to just step back and just say, okay, I take that, and receive whatever is really truly meant for you, versus allowing yourself to like shut down. Number 8, you are grateful for the difficulties you went through. You recognize that the most painful times in your life were the most deeply transformative. Without them, you would not be who you are, where you are, and they were necessary. I look at it, I used to think like, damn, why I had to go through all those shits, man? That's just crazy. But when I started doing this intentional work, I said, man, I'm so glad I went through what I went through, because experience is the greatest teacher. So when I'm working with you, or even talking to you through a podcast or individually or in a group or whatever, I'm speaking to you through experience. And that's how you trust me even more. And that's where we're relatable. And it's like, oh, wow, man, she went through that too. And she's here now helping other people. Wow, man, I'm going to get through it too. So then you start to see like the beauty in those struggles and those difficulties that you've gone through. Number 9, you are always working on yourself. You are committed to self-growth, and you are always open to ways you could be more open-minded, more loving, or more aware. Oh, man. When I got on this journey, I was like, all I want to do is go down these rabbit holes and just learn. I want to do this. I want to do that. And that's what it is. You just want to just keep, bettering yourself, But one thing I could say about that is just finding that level of harmony. I don't really like to use the word balance, because do we ever really balance anything? But find that place of harmony, of being able to take and learn more, but not just learn and just take it, but apply it, apply it into your life, right? So if you are someone that's like, man, I just want to keep doing this, I want to keep learning this, I want to keep working on myself, this and that's great, but allow yourself to implement it. Number 10, you want to fix everything, sometimes to a fault. It's hard for you to see the difference between being a perfectionist and being driven towards the life you want. You often blur the line between dedication and near insanity. And yeah, I want to fix everything and I want to fix everybody. Any problem that you have or anything that you're struggling with, I want to fix it all. I really just want to fix it all. And it's not meant for me to fix it all, but it's like, I just got to fix everything. And I'd be like, but I want to. And I remember one time saying, and this was before CJ, I was like, I just want to save the world. I literally was saying it like that. And I'm like, I just want to save the world. And I'm like, what does that even mean? You know? And I had to really understand and embrace the fact that I am. And that world doesn't have to mean all 7 billion people in there. I just got to do my part. But I had to start with myself first. And I had to work on myself first and really learn more about myself and now seeing what's my role in the world and allowing those people to be attracted to me, to be able to, to be able to help in that sense where I am saving the world. Number 11, you are a very sound sense of purpose. You know why you are here and you know what you're here to do, even if it's just to be present and be as kind as you can be. That happened. Those of you that have been listening and know my story know that was that catalyst after Gloria died, when I literally questioned and I said, if this is all to life, I don't want to be here, because I felt like there has to be more to life. And if it isn't, what was the purpose of me here? Again, and when I shared that story, I said I wasn't suicidal. I was just questioning my existence, because if there was no purpose to me being here, I don't want to be here. And if you've ever felt like that, or you are currently feeling like that, I promise you there is a purpose. You have a purpose. It's not lost. You don't need to find it. You just need to remember it. And the more you keep showing up and doing the things that you want to do, no matter what they are, you start to get closer and closer and closer. So you absolutely have a purpose. And in that moment, your purpose might have been to be in that gas station and speak to that person. I remember one day, and I talked about it on one of my podcasts too, and I was sitting at a park. It's so funny because I'm at that park now recording in my car. But I was sitting at the park, and I remember looking up from my phone to the right, and there was this guy out on like the field, and we made eye contact. And like I said, hi, from that distance. And I smiled and I went back about my business. Then all of a sudden later on, somebody approached me from the side of the car, and I see like the shadow of that person. I kind of startled me a little bit, and I rolled the window down, and he was like, I just wanted to say thank you to you. He said, you genuinely looked up at me and you just smiled, and that was just kind. And I just want to say thank you. And I was like, okay. And in my mind was like, bro, can I have your number? That was fucking beautiful. And then he just disappeared. And in that moment, that was my purpose, where I was looking down on my phone and something had made me look up and we connected. I don't know what was going on in that man's life. He might have felt like there's no genuine kind people out here. No one cares about me. He might have been on the verge of saying like, I just want to end my life. I don't know. But me looking at him and being kind and saying hi with a genuine smile did something for him, because he made sure that he walked over here to say thank you. So sometimes we feel like our purpose is something that's just this huge, grand thing. And don't get me wrong, like I know mine is, because I'm doing this work and helping to raise, consciousness in humanity. And that's all of us in a different sense and all. But sometimes your purpose is just to smile at a person. Just to smile at a person. So number 12. Your life goal is to know that you helped even just one person, even just a little. You don't have to save the world. Oh my God, they talk about me. And in fact, you don't really care to. I care to. All you want to know is that you helped at least one person in their life. And that to you is a success. So, I'm kidding about saying, yes, I want to save the world, but that was me. But now it's like, if I just help, it's interesting, because I just did this reflection the other day. I said, man, I'm like, yeah, I've helped hundreds of people in almost 4 years, right? I don't know exactly how many. I just know like my email list, but that was a year after. I had a whole year before that when I didn't even have a website or email list, right? So I look at all the people and I said, I've actually helped a lot more than that. Because every single, and like now, if there's a coach that I work with, like a lot of my clients, some of them, I have a good handful of coaches, they're learning more about themselves, and then they're going and they're applying it to the people that they're working with. So that's the ripple effect, right? And if you've helped one person see more about themselves and remind them who they are and help get them through a situation, there's a part of them that's going to take that and input it into the world. So you're helping so many more people, but in your mind, you're like, if I could just help one person, I'm good, right? But just know that that one person that you helped has then went and helped somebody else, and they have then helped somebody else. And this is how we get to save the world, individually, starting with the work within ourselves. And then we start doing things like one-on-one, and then other people in these conversations, and we're all collectively helping raise consciousness of humanity. And it's such a beautiful thing. So those 12 types, and we're talking about it, that was Brianna wrote that, and she wrote that for thoughtcatalog.com. So I want to make sure I did not write this, but I did want to read this and like express this to you, that you absolutely could be a wounded healer. And honestly, guys, that right there is amazing in itself. I love you guys. Until next time, bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Seeing with Your Soul. If something you heard resonated with you, feel free to rate, review, and share with others. If you are looking to go deeper, you can connect with Tisha Michelle on Instagram at Mindset Slayer, or visit www.healingalignedglow.com.